3 men survived 15 days at sea on a hovercraft to get a bird for food. The men jumped into the sea, but the next moment, he was targeted by a shark coming from afar. John's will to survive exploded with a strength he'd never known before. Under the crisis, his companions subconsciously tried to shoot, but whoever thought? The pistol jammed at that moment. John swam as hard as he could, finally managed to get back to the hovercraft at the last second before the sharks arrived. Exhausted, he lay on the boat. He watched as the shark made its way through the hovercraft. After briefly replenishing their energy, the 3 men were again confused about the future. It's been 15 days. They hadn't found the island. They thought if they saw a bird, that they were not far from land, but this proves nothing. At this point, the 2 men were questioning John's judgment. Now that the situation has gotten so bad, John also confessed, in order to increase their hope of survival. That's why he lied that the land is not far from their position. John remained as optimistic as ever. We should not give up even the slightest hope of survival. With their confidence restored, they set off on their journey. Until the 30th day, they were so tired and exhausted, they saw no sign of hope, but the arrival of rain gave the 3 of them a little comfort. They subconsciously took out their clothes and started collecting fresh water, but as the rain got heavier, the light rain turned into a storm. The waves were 5 stories high. The only way to get out of this is to hold on to your fatigue. But how can manpower alone resist the power of nature? A huge wave overturned the hovercraft. They were also hurt. Luckily, the trio's tacit understanding has not disappeared. After a lot of hard work, they finally turned the raft over. The 3 of them curled up with each other, as if that was the only way to feel safe. They were powerless to stop this. They can only hope that the waves will bring the lifeboats closer to land. But such an accident is almost impossible. The next day, as the sun came up, the crisis was over. But after all this trouble, everything they could use fell into the sea, and that meant they were close to death. Even John, who was optimistic, began to accept the reality. But then there was hope. When John turned his head and realized that there was an island as far as the eye could see. He thought it was a mirage, but seeing the shocked looks of the other 2, John knew his perseverance had not been in vain. Though the waves brought them fear, but it also saved their lives.